Hey adventurers, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we did some inventory management and met a few people in Cadnua, and we're now headed north to Stalwart to start the White March expansion. Up to Stalwart Village. Only 24 hours, huh? Looks like it's far away. Oh boy. I'm okay with being over-leveled. I'm not really
Set
here
out
for the
for
extreme
Stalwart.
difficulty.
The White March rises up in the distance, stretching to the north and south as far as the eye can see. It beckons to you with peaks like broken fingers. The road thins to a tattered ribbon, and the shadow of the mountains falls across your path. You've barely begun your climb when the darkening sky pummels you with hailstones and turns the ground beneath you to ice. You press on. The air grows thin, and the treacherous mountain passes funnel screeching winds past your ears. A blizzard forces you to make camp for 3 days, huddling for safety while snow piles around your refuge.
Yep.
At last the weather clears, and you approach Stalwart under a crisp blue sky. There's a noise, high and sharp, coming from the village that sounds at first like another frozen gale. But when you top the rise and reach the village's wooden gates, you see what lies beyond them.
Yep, just starting.
It starts
White
there,
March.
with a whole pack of them.
We can take these bastards!
Seems like this town I'm approaching is being attacked by giants of some sort, crag ogres. What a nice little village. It's got a hot spring, and a tavern, and a fishery. Well, we should probably kill the ogres. That one's got a cannon. Didn't. Holy hell. Well, rough for that villager. Yeah, it's because of the music right now, I think. Probably turn it down a little. Does this guy have no health, or what's his problem? No, he just has mystery health. Okay, well, let's use our free magic missiles on him. Dang. Maybe we're really over-leveled for this. Yeah, well. Let's see, Ogre Blood. Ogre Blood, what's that worth? 14 copper. Darker and thicker than the blood of smaller creatures, though similar in all other respects.
I'd be glad to.
That makes sense. Oops, fast mode can be off. Alright, deeper into the village. I don't know which way, really, but... Oh, I'm level, 10.
Look out! More of them by the fishery!
Okay, down to the fishery we go. That's a big wolf. You, that, and you guys all shoot the crag ogre. Considering some of the... Oh, hi. Oh, they have a chanter. If it becomes consistently too easy, then maybe. But I have encountered numerous random difficulty spikes in the game, so... Yeah. Okay, wolf hide, copper, ogre blood, wolf hide, sure. It's not like I'm ever gonna do anything with all the crafting stuff.
We need help! This way!
Okay. I don't know, defend your own damn village, people. A lot of ogres. Alright, time to break out an actual spell. Oh wait, this'll vaporize all the villagers, won't it? Never mind. Actual spells are overrated.
Worth it.
There he goes, there he goes. Palashina, Cannoneer.
Hey.
Where are you going, buddy? Oi! You goddamned coward! Well, there's this one that's running away. Cowardly like.
That's for my friend.
Guess that means I could probably use the fireball now. A little bit of overkill, maybe. Didn't actually do that much. Wow. Nader's supposed to do that to people, not the other way around. Not cool. There we go.
I'm here.
Alright. Opals, Bloodstone, Wolfhide. That was a Moonstone. Oh, Itumak, when did you die? Huh. Get up here.
I'm here.
Alright. Quick save. That's on fire. I don't know, that kind of looks like the village center, but this is all on fire, so... Wolves. Ogres. Who gave these ogres cannons? They don't seem the types to make them. Oh look, it's War Leader Darzier. He sounds important. Tell you what, let's try out the new Malignant Cloud. What are you doing? Okay. Guessing frost damage is actually a poor choice. Let's just start hitting him with these. He does look durable. I will... This can be pretty draining on people's health. Let's try that. Ooh, Itumak, I think, is not okay. That's true, it is just a oversized musket for them. Alright, no, I'm maintaining that, so let's just have a Loth go for the, they're mostly outside the cloud radius now, but let's go for this. Oof. Hey, Palagina, go distract them. I feel like most of these are probably overkill. Let's just go for something simple.
Breathe.
Well, in fairness, those did not kill him. So, let's go for this. And Aloth, maybe you get up there and malignantly cloud these guys. That probably is gonna hurt. No, not the book. No.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well done, you two.
Leak.
Okay.
I'm here.
Everything is good, village people. I've killed the enormous crowd of ogres. Yeah, that's right, retreat. Killed your war leader. Hi, sole remaining villager. You're the one Renin Guild sent for. She'll want to speak with you. Her house is just up the way next to the Grift's Rest. The messenger pants, waving smoke away from his face.
Katie's house is burning.
Yeah,
Hurry. There's
sure
folks in
is. Oh,
there. At once.
maybe I could help with that.
Help! The hut's coming down.
Well, just hold on, let me loot first. No need to rush. Alright. The roof of this hut is almost entirely enveloped in flames, lighting the snow in stark orange hues. Several beams have been reduced to ember-dotted husks. Through the hut's threshold, you can see only billowing smoke. Fire roars as it climbs the timbers. The air feels thick and hot, and the building is a maze of flame. Withstanding the smoke and navigating the fire will be a challenge. You got this, Ader. You're the only one who's... Oh, survival? Nobody has good survival. Uh-oh. Ader leaps over the burning threshold, plunging out of sight behind a wall of smoke. Inside the house, fire has pitted the walls and beams, and a thick haze rolls through the building. It's hard to see even a few feet ahead, save for the occasional glimpse of glowing embers. Alright, let's crouch down. Ader moves onward through a haze of heat and soot. The hut groans and shifts as the blaze grows. With a mighty groan, the burning beam comes crashing down. Caught off guard, Ader's pinned beneath the heavy log. Oh, that's not good. Do nothing. That's sensible. Can we push it? Are we strong enough? Oh good, he is strong enough. Even reeling from the impact, Ader is still able to heave the debris away with relative ease. Ader gets back upright, a little winded from the ordeal. A sudden flashover singes Ader's arms. It doesn't stop Ader, but the pain steadily grows. Pressing forward, Ader comes at last to a wider room. To the left is a man, the source of the faint cries for help. He stands trapped behind a curtain of flame, arms raised to ward off the heat. It may be impossible to reach him without quenching the fires first. To the right, a woman lies unconscious beneath what appears to have once been the roof. She's small, but the rubble trapping her looks heavy. Smoke winds its way up and out into the open air, obscuring all sight of the outside. Well, Ader doesn't have a way to put out fires, so... How's the situation to the right looking? This woman's trapped beneath a considerable amount of rubble, including a heavy crossbeam. A purpling bruise on her temple suggests she was struck as the debris fell. Well, pry bars are cheap. Use it. Ader sets the pry bar against a section of the crossbeam and, using every ounce of strength, strains to lift it clear. After a period of fruitless struggle, the beam finally begins to rise by slow degrees. With one great final effort, Ader heaves the last of the rubble clear of the woman. Though still unconscious, the woman is free of the rubble and can now be moved. Can I help the man? I feel like I might as well just carry the woman out. Turning away seems weird. Well, this could go very wrong if I turn away to help the man. I mean, he'll die, but can we try it? Oh, well, that's not good. Right, yeah, we don't have any way to put the fire out, so Yep. Carry the woman out. Retreat to the exit. The woman's of a slight frame, and carrying her proves easier than freeing her from the rubble. Ader hoists her carefully onto a shoulder. Uh-oh. Beset by smoke-clogged air, blistering heat, and burning debris, Ader's rapidly losing strength. With every passing moment, survival becomes more unlikely. How big is this damn house? It looked pretty small from the outside. Keeping a firm hold upon the unconscious woman, Ader turns for the exit. Ader clears the fallen beam with easy grace, avoiding the scattered embers and debris underfoot. The smoke clouds Ader's vision and makes it difficult to breathe, but Ader staggers onward. At last, Ader comes to the door, rushing out of the blaze and into the mountain air. Well, we got one of them.
Katie,
I don't think we have...
gods, you saved her.
I was sure that thing was coming down and taking your friend with it. The man wipes his brow and stares up at the collapsing home. At least you got Katie out when you did. As for poor Lurgolder, his eyes widen as a section of the roof collapses. He looks away, shaking his head. You look like you could use a drink. Take this over to Haferix and have one on me. He flips you a couple of flat, carved bones. Non-standard currency kind of place, huh? I don't think we had any character who could have saved both of them. One of our mages might have been able to put the fire out, but they would have died way before that. Ring which grants Dominate, +3 Resolve. Kelato, more commonly known as the Bronze Chanter, or simply K, was a famous singer and flautist from the old empire of Grand Valia. His exploits with women were even more famous than his skill with music, and though he claimed that his way with women came from his innate charm, he was never seen without a certain silver ring, even when he had divested himself of all else. In the end, it was Kai's own indiscretions that led to his demise. He dallied with an assassin known as Faldilla Rugia, and then he comforted the niece of the woman's most recent mark. What was an unfortunate coincidence for Kai looked like a suspicious alliance to the assassin, and she killed him in his sleep to prevent him from spilling her secrets. Kai, it is actually not ethical to use a ring of mind control on women, but okay. Well, at least she's alive. Sorry, Lurgolder. Okay, so there's 3 houses, a wagon, a temple, a fishery, a hot spring. I like this bucket brigade that's going, actually. It's kind of cool. Yeah, 3 houses, wagon, temple, fishery, and inn, plus hot springs. Not too big a village, but what do you expect? Although they're clearly not actually putting the fire out, but it's still interesting. Alright, I guess we're supposed to talk to Renengild. Then we could probably explore the rest of the village. Why do you look so cold? You're a native.
You must gather your party
What?
before venturing.
Oh. Get up here, Idamach. You see a middle-aged woman and a younger man locked in an argument. Both wear clothes streaked with dirt and blood. Blood and dirt. The young man turns to the woman, a fresh cut visible below his eye.
They've destroyed the stockade, Mother. It's...
Who needs that?
Enough. They're gone.
She holds up a hand, which is missing the final joint of the ring finger. But it's her voice, sharp and steely, that silences the young man. As he glowers at his toes, she turns to you with dark circles under her eyes and a smile pulled taut across her thin lips.
Ah, the champion of Defiance Bay. Must have been a long journey.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you wagered on a more civilized welcome. Still, we're much obliged for your capable intervention.
She shoots the young man a brief but stern glare. He pulls a knife from his belt and an apple from his pocket and sets to work. Well, it's an honor you thought of me.
That's fine of you to say so, though I'm hoping your strengths lie more with arms than words.
She folds the map in her hand with a quick and merciless pinch.
Stalwart isn't much more than a grease stain on a map. What roads we've got in the White March are basically tracks in the snow. And for every trader or adventurer that comes through, 3 of our own leave for good.
Not surprising.
But it weren't always so. There was a time when kings and queens sent their firstborn to these mountains, when the White March was the envy of empires.
Her eyes shine, and for an instant she looks like a much younger woman. How the mighty have fallen. What an era that must have been, but also, what does this have to do with me?
The Pargrin dwarves transformed the White March once. We could bring some of that greatness back to Stalwart. But we need the White Forge.
She raises the map and taps a spot in the middle of a white and grey expanse. I've heard of it.
Then you'll know that no one's felt as much as a summery breeze from the White Forge for over 200 years.
She smooths the creased map.
I'm hoping you can do something about that.
She ignores the young man who shakes his head at the crackling logs. How so?
We've been trying to breach Durgan's battery for over a year now. Problem is, the other expeditions can't so much as dent the front door.
She rubs at her fatigue-shadowed eyes. Why the sudden interest in it?
We're an old mining town. Or we were until the Adirans pulled out and left us with a half-dug mine shaft and something resembling an inn.
She thumps the sturdy wooden wall with her fist.
Since then, it's been a steady decline. You've seen the roads. Isn't much we can produce that the Valians can't ship cheaper.
Yeah, well, actually, the roads are pretty terrible, but sure. It is what we do.
But the White Forge... Well, if we could fire it up again and start producing Durgan steel, or something close to it, wouldn't matter if we're in the White March or the Living Lands. Business would come.
She folds her arms and gives you a stiff nod. The young man says nothing, but he tosses a sliver of the apple peel into the fireplace. Alright, so what's the deal with the other expeditions?
A dozen different groups have come through at our request, and several more besides. Been hoping that one of them could clear the way through Durgan's battery. But young or old, green or seasoned, it don't seem to matter. They cast their spells, chisel at the door, and search the grounds until they've worn new treads into the old stone. The lucky ones eventually go home. Plenty more find themselves on the wrong side of a blizzard, or an ogre raiding party.
And that's why you need me.
That's the long and short of it. We're laborers and fisherfolk, not adventurers.
Okay, not sure why you think I can do it,
Durgan
but
steel
sure.
could put Stalwart on the map again. Open up the mines, bring in new business. We just need the White Forge.
She thumps the desk with her fist. Okay, why is Durgan steel so special?
Because you can shave stone with it, cleave cast iron in two, and the stuff's as rare as it is remarkable.
In her enthusiasm, Renningild shifts on the balls of her feet. She props one bent arm on the other, pointing distractedly toward the eaves of the house. Steel is steel. It may be light, it may take an edge well, but per Camplanca the legends grow with each passing year.
If we could make something even half as good, we'd have a market at our doorstep and work enough for all of Stalwart.
For a split second, her gaze flickers to Uldric. I do not have Palagina's accent down. Oh well. Okay, so why is it no one can get in?
Where should I start? Ogres, blizzards, or sheer damned inaccessibility?
She ticks the items off on her fingers.
It ain't for lack of trying, I'll tell you that much. Got untold riches in Durgan steel lying just inside, and never mind the White Forge itself. The Adirans who first settled Stalwart tried to crack it. So did the Valians, and every other cocky adventurer with more metal than sense.
She folds her arms, shaking her head at a pitted floorboard.
But the place has a funny way of sealing itself up. Front door stays shut, the tower entrances are clogged with rubble, and it's been impossible to blast a way in.
Renningild trails off, and for a moment the room is silent but for the popping and cracking of the fire. What happened to it?
It don't bear dwelling on. There's too many superstitions about that place as it is.
She waves her mangled hand in a broad crescent, averting her gaze.
Killed each other off. Or so the old books say.
He glares at Renningild through hooded eyes.
Plenty of tales to go around, but none of them open the battery. And the last thing people need is another reason to fear the place.
Place is super cursed or something, isn't it? Kith do enjoy their ghost stories, though the Glanfothans take theirs very seriously.
Whatever it was, the other Pargrin dwarven settlements in the White March, Bone Picker, the Hawk, and the rest, emptied out not long after, moved to gentler, greener lands.
Can't blame
Had
them.
the right idea, if you ask me.
Yeah. Okay, so why do you need the White Forge?
Finally, someone talking sense.
He raises his knife and a half-peeled apple to the fire in a dramatic gesture of exasperation.
Durgan's steel wasn't just good. It was some of the best. We need the best if we're going to keep Stalwart alive.
She glares at Uldric even while she speaks to you.
No one alive today has seen the White Forge, but the old stories tell that it was powerful, glowed white-hot, and gave off a steady, even heat, unlike any other furnace.
Perchance would you need, hundreds of highly skilled dwarves also in order to keep the furnace running, or... we'll cross that bridge later, I guess.
Let better-schooled folk puzzle over how the thing was built. I just want to see it put to use.
Okay, tell me about the dwarves.
Pargrin's a word in their language. Means traveler. They've been wanderers for generations, but I couldn't tell you much more.
Alright. Any idea where I should start?
The battery's up the mountain to the north. A good hike away.
She jerks her head in the direction of the slope behind the house.
Near Galvino's place, huh?
Uldric says it in a breezy tone, but Renengild falls suddenly silent, consternation hardening the lines on her face. He smiles, draws his knife across the apple again.
So it is. Though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything.
She compresses her thin lips into a frown. Alright, who's Galvino?
Mestre Galvino, as the old crosspatch prefers it. Lives by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
Fair enough.
She means to say he's a skilled smith and animancer, who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a decade.
Okay, that is more relevant information, actually, to be honest, Uldric. He looks over his shoulder at you and Renengild. I'd say that's worth mentioning. Scotty folds her arms.
And he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there.
She crosses her arms and crumples the page in one tightening fist. Seems strange he lives out there by himself.
Not doing much worse than any of us.
Uldric speaks to you, but his eyes are fixed on Renengild in sullen mischief.
Huh. He wore out his welcome in Stalwart. He's better off with ogres and Lagufoth as his neighbors now.
What happened with him?
Old lunatic finally went too far. And we sent word to the Valiant Academies. I don't like speaking on it, but if you want to get his guff, just remind him that we gave him the boot.
I see.
Ain't nobody here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so close to the battery without figuring something about it.
Perhaps, yeah.
You said as much to the last party, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all.
She raises a gray eyebrow at him. Uldric shrugs and turns back
Just
to the
watch
fire.
your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales.
Alright, noted. How about the ogres?
Belongs to Flames That Whisper, Matron Baragon's clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Well, they just burned down about a portion of your village. Probably would have burned the whole thing if not for me, so yeah, I'd say they're active.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
Well, I, again, just burned down half your village, so I'm not sure about that one, Uldric. He pops an apple wedge into his mouth and chews it aggressively.
Minding their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance, or the broken stockade.
She pinches the bridge of her nose, squinting.
I'm saying we shouldn't agitate him further.
He makes to toss another slice of peel into the fire, but he fumbles and drops his knife. He bends to pick it up, cursing. So what's the matron have to do with anything?
The brawl outside was just the latest patch of trouble. The ogre clans are getting bolder, and we'll all sleep easier knowing they aren't circling our walls.
I see.
Also, Baragons like to have whatever the last expedition found. Rumor has it they disappeared near her turf.
She crosses her arms and looks over to Uldric.
Killing a matron will only make our problems worse. The way to approach Baragon is with your hands held high.
If anyone could parley with an ogre, I suppose it'd be you. But they aren't known for their patience with prattle.
I see. Gotcha.
Good. Before you leave town, stop by the Grave's Rest. Most visitors to Stalwart spend some time there, so Hafric and his patrons may be able to give you the lay of the land.
Don't know about you, but I'm parched all of a sudden.
What's on your mind?
Uh,
The Pargrin dwarves guarded it like a mother bear.
I guess I don't
What's
really
on
have
your
any
mind?
other,
Adir founded us back in
Okay.
their colonial days to supply ore to the Empire. Saw a fair bit of traffic from both sides of the White March then.
She rubs the nub of her shortened ring finger.
But after the Deerwood claimed independence, Defiance Bay found cheaper places to get ore. Didn't have much reason to maintain our supply routes.
Aren't you part of the Deerwood?
Officially. Though with the state the roads are in, you wouldn't guess it.
Anything helpful around town?
Here in the center? Let's see. The Grave's Rest is next door. Hafric can set you up with a room and a hot meal there. The fishery's just on the edge of the lake, and the Temple of Andra is next to it. No one keeps a secret like Lavda. Or so I'm told. A few folk live in this part of town, too. Seemed a lot safer before the ogres broke through the western gate. Thiersch lives next to the old mine shaft. And Tana, the old mine overseer, is next door to me.
She jerks her thumb toward the wall. So what do you do here?
I'm the mayor. Or so I'm reminded every time there's a game shortage, ogre attack, or a neighborly dispute.
Well, that is kind of the mayor's job in a small town, but alright.
I'm a builder by trade, though. Traveled all over Air Glonfoth and the Deerwood in my younger days, but ended up back here anyway.
She gives you a vague smile that's gone as quickly as it appears. Alright.
What's on your mind?
Can you tell me anything about the last expedition?
They didn't volunteer much, and I knew better than to ask.
She scratches her jaw, frowning.
I've seen all types charging through here. Professional companies with shiny new equipment as brazen as you please, and hopeless runts with nothing but tattered leathers. But these folk, I don't know what they were after, and the way they looked at you made you feel cold all over.
Oh, great. Is it gonna be cultists or something? She shakes her head as if dislodging a bad dream.
Wish I could tell you more.
Perhaps we'll find more in the battery itself, yes? He nods at you with a guarded look.
What's on your mind?
Alright, thanks for the information. Anything we could take in here is stealing. Let's walk around a little. Judging from the large hole behind the gills, it can be safely assumed this trophy fish was shot with a pistol and not caught by a hooker net.
Something else you need?
Alright, kind of wild. Let's talk to Uldric. You know anything about the battery?
It's a fool's hope. A fantasy that's kept these parts inhabited longer than they should be.
He glances around the old house and its worn furnishings.
They say the Pargrunan dwarves developed Durgan's steel, became powerful, rich. And then one day, they locked their doors and died.
Yeah, something went real wrong there. He shrugs, turning his palms towards you.
Nothing like a mystery to stir folk up. Most of Stalwart is convinced that some Pargrin secret will save us all. But that don't stop them from whispering a prayer when they pass the old fortress.
A sour smirk crosses his lips. You thought I should make peace with the ogres?
About the only thing folk here haven't tried. Killing one more matron won't change things for long.
He shakes his head.
Besides, her clan's flames that whisper. The one that attacked us was Wolf with many mouths. I'd know him anywhere.
Fair enough.
They're cut from the same cloth, Uldric. Only a matter of time before Baragon marches through that gap in our walls.
At the sound of Reningild's voice, Uldric's shoulders stiffen. His jaw works in a silent but furious retort. You seem to disagree with Renengild on pretty much everything.
Mother's convinced that a magic forge will turn this frozen crack into a hub of civilization. She can't accept this place is dying.
Well, if we do find the magic forge, it could. It's just that maybe it's a little bit of a fool's errand if we didn't have protagonist energy. This is your home. You can't just give up on it.
Give up on what? There's nothing here.
He scrapes the sole of his boot on the straight but weathered floorboards. Alright, what do you do here?
I'm a carpenter. Mother's a builder. So it felt like a good fit at the time.
He presses his lips into a wry frown.
Not that we've got a lot of new folk to build houses and furnishings for. These days, I spend most of my time fixing up the stockade.
Fair enough. Farewell. Alright. Well, that's their deal. And the deal here, I guess.
Been looking everywhere for you.
What? I've been right here.
These frontier towns always look the same. Half built and half falling apart in equal measure.
Yeah, probably fair enough description. Right, the way to Durgan's battery is through solid rock. Alright. Okay, well, we're in the White March. We're gonna have to go around and talk to everybody in this village and so on and so forth. But I'm gonna go ahead and hold on, let me see what all this is about. Ugh. Literally 75 copper pieces to get rid of this loser, but I'm gonna send a I'm gonna send Durance to deal with him. Are we still building anything? No, it's all finished, so let's start building a curio shop. Oh. So we do have a map of Village, Falls, Russet Wood, Battery. I guess that's probably where the ogres are, and that's where the guy lives, maybe? Hard to say. Well, gotta go around and explore the place. Gotta explore this village. But I am going to leave off at that for now. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all have a nice evening. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.